You look good in that silver and black. Talk about the game, so I'll be handing out cards and everything. I'll be at every Raider game. So. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. I mean, there's a lot going on right now. There we go. We back. Yes, interesting weekend. Very interesting start to the week. A lot of stuff to go over, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely just mind-boggling what's going on. Before I get ahead of myself, shout out to everybody that was at the game. Absolutely amazing time as usual. Definitely ran into all of the usuals, all of the super fans. It was great to see. I forget her name, but she was on the front of the cover for the program this week. When it comes to the Raider super fans, they've been kind of, pumping them up, giving them some good looks through the programs that they, they don't hand them out. If you're in club, you get them for free, but I believe they run about $10. Shout out to Gunsmoke. He's won one of those. I shipped him out one. He enjoyed it. They're pretty cool. I mean, they're the best in the league. Everything in Vegas, right? They do it big for us. But yeah, so I was excited to see that we played as well as we did. Started off a little rocky, but I mean, obviously we got the W. So, we'll dive into all of that as the day goes on in this hour here on Tuesday, October 1st, man, 2024. So, yeah, as I always do, I started out with my boys. So I had my sons with me this trip. And I'm starting to understand why people don't fly the bootleg airlines. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a bean. It's starting to get very annoying with the tactics, and even the larger airlines are starting to just go crazy with the tactics on travel, what they have, what they don't have. I think I mentioned it the last show where now from rules 20 or 15 and back, they no longer allow you to use chargers or anything of that nature. They don't even have them in. So clearly they probably ended up going through and taking them out. I don't know. It's crazy. But long story short, I'm starting to get it. We flew, I want to say Delta, and then we came back Frontier. And I mean, you get what you pay for, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep it a bean. Wasn't too bad. It was a longer flight though on the way back, way longer than normal. It was probably about a good 10, 15 minutes. I don't know if the tailwinds or the headwinds, I should be saying, smacked us. No idea. But got there. I actually rented a car because my parents came into town for the day. Shout out to my moms and pops. Grandma was chilling. As I've mentioned, my dad's team was Cleveland, so he had to come get that work. Catch that L. At least it was a good game, right? Nail biter, as always. It never fails. It is always a nail biter when it comes to, the Raiders and being at home. It's been that way since this stadium existed. As far as, right, the crowd, 60-40, 70-30. I would say, I don't know. It was pretty heavy. I would say 65-35. I'll let you know when the chat comes and rolls through. I know we got a lot of shows going on tonight, but yeah, when people roll through, we will definitely dive into that for the people that were there. But we showed out as usual. We were as loud as it gets. That didn't change at all. But yeah, back to the travel, because I do have a couple of important pieces that'll be very helpful. Again, I brought my parents to this one, so I didn't want to do that walk, right? Didn't want to have them go through the walk. Actually rented a car. Shout out to Turo, man. I mean, yeah, I'm giving freebies on that one because they tend to work out, man. What I love is where I live in Vegas. They have all over within walking distance. They have people that are actually renting out cars via Turo. Whether it's a full-fledged business like the one we just had, or it's just people trying to make a extra buck on the side. But usually walking distance, I love it. So straight from the airport, hop in an Uber or cab, pick up the Turo. So going to the game with my parents, I decided again not to do that walk. So last minute, I hopped online, and my buddy Dwight, shout out Dwight, another Oakland OG. He told me about parking lot A, right? We all know lot J. That's where the party is. That's where the party goes down. So yeah, I ended up getting a ticket for lot W, which is right across the street, but a little bit further and closer to the stadium. On the J lot side, it's actually right across the street from A lot. And when I tell you that was probably the best parking experience I've ever had at Allegiant Stadium, I mean, I don't know why it was so much more inexpensive than the others. I mean, I guess definitely the walk is probably going to be a little bit shorter. Didn't feel like it though. Didn't feel like it at all. So, absolutely, I would definitely park in lot W, probably over most of the others, specifically the ones that are having tailgates. And right, it's just a lot trying to get into those particulars. So I don't know. That's just a little bit of advice from me from, driving for the first time and actually getting a parking ticket with a lot. Based on that research, like I say, W for the price, and it could have been just right the Browns game, or it's just not doing well at all right now. This season has been very, very strange when it comes to tickets. Absolutely strange, meaning that even last minute, I had to get 5 tickets. This is the first time I've ever had to get 5 tickets, and I was trying everything. 3x2, right? 4x1, just to get us all together. Long story short, I did get us in section 127, and we were all together, of course. I would have probably rather to do the 3 and 2, meaning 3 on top, 2, the row before, or vice versa. I think it's just a better, atmosphere for both, everyone involved as far as 5, because right, if you're on either end of that 5, it is what it is, right? You're not talking to the other person. But if you're 3 up top and then 2 right below, or vice versa, you got that ability to turn around or just hear back and forth. So again, it's definitely a lot more work. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely had a lot of digging to do when it came to preparing this trip, but it was still very, very cost effective. 100%. 5 tickets were less than $1,500. I want to say, yep, something like that maybe. And then obviously you there are a lot of other things I did that I wouldn't normally do that I wouldn't have to pay for. Obviously, my sons, the car, right, all that kind of stuff. You can get an Uber from the airport, at least, to the strip. The strip is 10 minutes away. My place is 15 minutes. It's not far. So you're talking 20, 30 bucks max. And that's during the weekend, something like that. I usually pay right between 18 to 22 bucks. And it really kind of doesn't matter when I get in. But with that being said, a very, very successful trip. My parents had a blast. My sons had a blast. We got the W. Grandpa got sent home in his all brown outfit. Shout out to Pops. My man had on all brown, ladies and gentlemen. All brown. Brown socks, brown hat, brown shoes, brown pants, straight up brown. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, we had a good time. We had a real good time. Let me see. Real quick. Let me see. I might be able to pull up one of those pictures. There we go. Yeah, I'll do it like that. So let's do this. Share. Photo. Share. There we go. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's Turf's mom and dad right there. My man got on his all brown. That was our seats. We had a good time, man. It was a special day for sure. I've said it a few times already. I don't mind telling my age. I'll be 50 in January. I was born on my father's birthday, so I'll be 50. He'll be 80. We're exactly 30 years apart. And yeah, this was a special one. So yeah, again, shout out to Mom Dukes. She kind of pretty much, hooked all of that up, to be honest. I just put everything in motion, obviously used a couple of my tricks of the trade to make it work for everybody. Yeah, they got in, we picked them up. That's the reason why I got a rental. That way they don't have to worry about getting from the airport. They had to work out, the getting home and all that good stuff. Had to install Uber, Lyft, right? Yeah, it was pretty interesting teaching my parents that. But yeah, they're leaving first thing in the morning. We actually had a great time. Now, let's get down to business. I'm just going to jump right in for this next 15 minutes as far as the stats are concerned, right? I mean, we had a great game. We really had a great game. An absolute monster game, I would say, in some areas, considering, we got the dub and the defense, held up, under 20 points. That's kind of that. I think that's that benchmark. If we can hold teams to under 20 points, I think that's saying something, and that's where we'll shine from that respect. And the way it looks, Gardner Minshew didn't have his best day, if you will. Yeah, in fact, didn't have a great day at all. 14 of 24, 130 yards, average 5.4. Quarterback rating of 42. Yeah, no TDs, no interceptions. Just a rough day. An absolute rough day for our man, guard dog. At the game, it was, I wasn't in my usual area paying attention like I normally do when it comes to the body language and all that good stuff. But you could just tell for Davante not being out there, right? That's something we're gonna obviously have to talk about there. And how everybody else stepped up. Excuse me. I thought it was decent. Really wasn't expecting a whole lot. Excuse me, out of Minshew when it comes to this defense. I'm assuming the sacks are 27, or I should say 14 pressures or hits maybe, and 2 sacks. That'd be interesting if he got hit 14 times to Deshaun Watson's 27. That would be, yeah, I wonder what that number is. Yeah, and for some strange reason, there's nobody in the chat. I do see people online, so that is interesting. There's actually a lot of people online specifically. Shout out to my people on Instagram. I will say, as I always do, if you can, please come check it out on YouTube. That way I can interact and so forth. But, yeah. Numbers not good for Minshew. Numbers weren't good for Deshaun Watson, too, but that speaks volumes for our defense. Straight up. Let's go to the rushing game. Alexander Madison. 5 carries, 60 yards, average 12 yards a carry. Long was 24. You definitely can win with that. You give him, 5 more touches. We're going to take a look, obviously, here in the passing game. But you give him 5 more looks, 5 more touches, in the running game. And that could easily be, 100 yards, potentially, depending on how the offensive line holds up, right? We all know about Zeus. I definitely finally have an issue with Zeus. I'm not going to lie. He's, it's so funny, too. Rundown. Shout out to Rundown. He was always cognizant and, very aware of Madison's issues when it comes to fumbling. And, we actually crack about that when it came to preseason and, not even having on pads and the man was fumbling. But, now we got 2 fumbles out of Zamir. 1 for 6. For 6 for the other squad. That just can't happen. It just can't happen. At this point, we can't trust you anywhere outside of, inside the 20 at this point. Like, you're almost becoming a type of back that, you can trust 35, 40 yards and out. And that's never a good thing. I was disappointed. I'm not going to lie. 17 carries, 50 yards, 2.9 average. Longest was 17. Madison's was 24. Not a huge difference, a big deal. But I won't lie, man. I'm disappointed in the production or the lack of, even with the offensive line. At some point, you gotta turn grapes into wine. You just cannot. You cannot have the fumbles. Those cannot happen. There's just no way we can do anything with fumbles from our running backs. So, hey, we got 152 yards total rushing. So shout out to the run game. I think for the first time we eclipsed 100 yards, right? I could be wrong. I'm going to assume it's the first time we've eclipsed 100 yards. It is what it is. DJ Turner next. 1 carry for 18 yards. Shout out to DJ Turner for getting his first touchdown of the season. Got to be happy about that. Trey Tucker, shout out to Trey. I don't know if it was his first, but he got a touchdown, not a whole lot, 3-yard carry. On rushing, right? 1 rush. But, yeah, one of the interesting plays that, I like to see was the handoff to Brock Bowers. I thought that was nice. It was a nice little mix-up, a little touch from Gatsby, right? Keep you on your toes, get him going. I thought that was good. And it was unfortunate he had that drop. Yeah, and shout out to Chris and Severe. Man, if y'all could see this thread of those two bickering about Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, it's pretty hilarious. But I mean, both takes. I'm definitely leaning with Brock Bowers, but believe it or not, yeah, Severe's not that big of a fan from that respect. He actually thinks Mayer is quite better all the way around. So shout out to to Severe on that. We're gonna have to find a way to get him on some show or to get all of us together so we could explore that one a little more, because I actually do think he's kind of out of his mind when it comes to that one. He's straight up bugging as far as the way he views Brock Bowers, but I digress. Tyreek had a couple of carries. McAllister, 11 yards, average 5.5. He got hit real hard, though. It wouldn't shock me if he's, maybe not even playing this week coming up. He got hit pretty hard. So that'll be interesting to see. How he turns around from that hit. I don't know if he got back in the game after that. I don't think he did. So there you have it. With Devontae being out, these numbers right here are absolutely to be expected, right? As far as Jacoby being the lead up front, not by much, but right, being a number one receiver is what you expected. Trey Tucker, was he the number 2 receiver? I mean, it's the only other receiver outside of Turner that did much of anything as far as even getting the target, let alone catches. Only had 14 catches total all game. So pretty interesting. Don't understand that one, but it is what it is. Harrison Bryant. Shout out to Harrison Bryant coming in and getting some burn. 2 catches, 21 yards. Caught both of his targets. And that's another thing. Jacoby was targeted 10 times. Caught 5 of those 10. Wow. Trey was also targeted 6 times, but caught 5 of those 6. That's pretty impressive. I mean, we've heard about Trey's offseason. And now I think things are starting to come to fruition a little bit more. The more he has the ability to cook with guard dog, I think we're going to see a little bit more production out of him. We're going to get into it here in a minute. We got a half hour left on the show. I'm spending the whole second half hour on all of the rumors, speculation, and things along those lines. We just absolutely have to discuss after these stats in the game in general. But yeah, very mild. We're playing the Browns, guys. Let's be real. They actually have a decent defense, a really good defense. So I think we fared pretty well. As you can see, one fumble loss by who. That bothers me. As a running back, it just can't happen. They won't let you see the field. That's just what it is. They just won't even let you see the field. So let's look at our defense real quick before we start diving into all of the rumors and rants and things along those lines. Spillane, man, shout out to Spillane. We woof a lot about Max and him being the leader and all, but I'm telling you, Robert Spillane is right behind him. And not even a step, in my opinion. He's right behind him. it goes to show we were able to hold that. And don't get me wrong. Yes, again, we know the Cleveland Browns are absolutely struggling defensively. You know, clearly the quarterback is not in his right frame of mind when it comes to Deshaun Watson. It is what it is, man. But we still did a great job. You know what I mean? And Spillane, I mean, 12 total tackles, 9 solos, one tackle for loss. I mean, he clearly had the best game, of all the linebackers, if you will, from that respect. Luke Masterson, that I believe Rundown was begging and asking for uh, Diablo to come back. Anybody that watches the Raider Syndicate, the crew, uh, run down his takes, you absolutely know that's like the last thing that anybody was expecting as far as wanting Diablo back over Luke Masterson. So I don't know what to say about that. It's a tough situation because Diablo is not that much better. Uh, and I mean, who's next after that, right? Is is our guy going to be able to do it? Mari Gaynor, is he going to be able to step up and handle that? I don't know. We'll have to see. Or is he more along the lines of not playing that position, the other linebacker position, right? Who knows? Shout out to my guy, Gunsmoke in the building. Salute. That must mean Chris and those 805 and Severe show must be in. Folks are probably starting to come through. All good. I know most people will watch the after hours and so forth. No worries about that. But yeah, let's get back to these defensive stats here. Masterson, 6 tackles, 5 solo. I don't think he had that great of a game. I haven't had a chance either to watch the 22 tape as much as I like with the traveling, with my sons. I just didn't, put that time in. I put the time in with them, of course. So I haven't had a chance to look at the film yet, but I'm very interested to see because it did not bode well in person for Luke Masterson at all. So we'll have to check the tape, right? Shout out to Isaiah Fuller. He balled out. I'm just letting y'all know right now, he balled out. 6 total tackles, 4 for solos. He had a sack, tackle for loss, pass deflection, and quarterback hit. I mean, the kid had a game. Nobody thought twice about what's his name, Epps out. Not even for a second. I don't think anybody blinked. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't think anybody blinked, ladies and gentlemen. Not even for a second. So I don't know, man. I don't know how serious that knee injury is for Epps, but he might want to hurry up and get back if it's not a season-ending injury because somebody's trying to take his spot. 100% somebody's trying to take his spot. Yep. So, hey, another person that straight out balled. Adam Butler. Hey, Adam Butler. It's between him and I mean, we had some people step up, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you got to remember, we got Kuntz out, we got Max out, we got Epps out. One of our biggest fears coming into this was the depth that we have, or the lack of it, on the defensive side of the ball. We haven't even touched the cornerbacks. I think they had a great game. I'm I'm just amazed, to be honest, at how certain people stepped up. Adam Butler, absolutely one of them, 100%. Um, just an amazing situation for him, and well deserved. He looked good. Moore, you know, I don't know. Um, he had the pick, right? I believe he did have the pick and or pass deflection. Uh, it was a big deal. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Moore with that. It was a big deal. It was absolutely needed. That game was just back and forth. It was a nail biter. It was a lot. It was it was a lot. As always, like I tell you guys, man, these games, man, they're always down to the wire at Allegiant. You get your money's worth from that respect for whatever reason. But yeah, he had a big play. Again, there is just so much to talk about. We only got 27 minutes left. This next name is obviously a big name because, you know, he didn't play the first two series. Jack Jones, 4 tackles, 3 solo. You know, he didn't play first two series. I believe who came in for him? It was Darnay Holmes. Darnay Holmes started this game, ladies and gentlemen. That's who started. So, and if you notice, when Jack got in, I mean, I believe that was our first 3 and out. So it made a difference. It made a difference. Nate Hobbs was Nate Hobbs. I believe he did get caught out there in one play that I recall on their sideline, but that was it. You know, the one other person I just want. Well, there's 2 other people. The first one, you know, I'm gonna give his props. I mean, he has just been playing lights out, and I was totally wrong on my takes when it came to him, as far as my speculations. So I'm bringing myself to the front of the congregation for that, and it's shout out to our guy Jay Lee, man. Jacorian Bennett, number 0, is absolutely playing lights out. I'll give him his props. Completely wrong there, and he's doing his thing. I'm very, very happy to see that. We need it, especially with Mr. Jones up here, basically biting the hand that fed him, in my opinion. We all know the saying on biting the hand that feeds you. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how that's going to go well, unless there's a major change in attitude shift from someone that already has, you know, a knack or a knock of not having those things. So I don't know, man. We might be in trouble with that. That's something that we're going to have to look at. Maybe we'll discuss here in a few seconds. But the other guy that really just definitely stood out defensively, all these guys deserve game balls that I've discussed as far as defense, but Charles Snowden, ladies and gentlemen, he stepped up. He stepped up, showed out. Right, 3 tackles, right? 3 tackles for 2 solo tackles, 1 sack. We all know which sack he had. Tackle for loss, pass deflection, and he had 3 quarterback hits. Shout out again to Charles Snowden. I mean, there's nothing else. There's no other way to look at, you know, his stats, his contribution. He showed up big, showed out when it mattered, saved the day, saved the game. Yeah, it was absolutely just 100%, you know, a standout game for Mr. Snowden. And if that's what we have to look forward to, you know, Kuntz gets back, you know, Max is healthy, you know, granted we keep everything intact. I think we got something there, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. So we're already 40 minutes into the hour, 35 to be exact. But it's time. It's time, man. It's time to talk about it. We all know what Turf is referring to, right? I, I I didn't want to have these conversations. I was hoping I was going to be wrong about it, but clearly I'm not. There's a lot of smoke going on, man. There's a lot of smoke. And us people of age, we get it. We know when there's smoke, there's fire. Um, and we've been discussing Devontae Adams just like everybody else from the interview. Uh, as far as with Up and Adams, I don't know the young lady's name. Between that body language, the reality of the shock in his tone, etc. Again, smoke, there's fire. Rambo Adventures. First and foremost, shout out Rambo Adventures. Told everyone in chats last week that the Hammy was just a smokescreen for DA being traded. Mayor going to be traded too. You know what, man? I won't disagree with that statement because I didn't understand the whole hamstring issue either. And then the fact that in his interview, he's talking about having a workout, and of course you can work out still with a bad hammy, whether, good or bad hammy. But that was very telling. The tone, like the body language, all of that was just very obvious. And then, paired with the question of, do you think that's your last game? And the answer he gave, very, very telling. Very, very telling. So now, my problem with this is it feels childish. The way that this stuff came out, the way it all came about, with AP liking a tweet from somebody stating, a trade with Devontae Adams. First and foremost, why would he do that? That's a very honest question. Has he had a press conference yet? I haven't had a chance. I had my son's team to coach tonight. Then we had our national day out. So I just got in right before the show. And I honestly don't know. Has AP had his presser? Did he say anything about it? Did he give it any merit? Was it him? Was that a official account of AP's, or was that, just somebody else? I don't know, but talking with my brothers, man, what I can tell you is that as a head coach, man, in your mid-40s, liking a tweet like that, a player that's on your team, a star player at that, I don't know, man. It just didn't go well with me. It didn't sit right. Some people claimed it was just trolling. There was nothing to it, right? And where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen, you still think it's trolling? You still think it's nothing? Because the man asked for a trade. The man asked for a trade. Straight up, he asked for a trade. Shout out to my guy, Tom Leon, in the building. I appreciate you for showing up, man. I hope you enjoy the show as always. But yeah, man, is where there's smoke, there's fire, man. Rambo Adventures. Tom Telesco was going to trade him anyway. We was not going to sign a $30 million year, $75 million guaranteed extension in the offseason. I've been saying that since we did not get a quarterback in the draft. I agree. Also, we have 6 different starters free agency this year, and he did not sign one to an extension. We are rebuilding. Don't be surprised if Max doesn't request a trade next year either. He wants to win. I am not in disagreement with anything that Rambo Adventures is saying. I'll be the first to admit and say, out of emotion, after that Panthers loss, I was ready to trade everybody. Yes, I was ready to trade everybody, including Max. Everybody, get out of here. After that, some of us take this a little bit more serious than others, meaning that we actually pay our hard-earned money. And it's something that's always brought up that I really don't care to look at it from that perspective, because being a content creator and just loving my Raiders and doing it because it's my Raiders, that's what it is. But the reality is we all, work hard for our money, and to put this type of product out there, it's the same old circus, man. And like I say, I appreciate my young buck from Oakland, hitting with me with that being stuck, because I can assure you I'm no longer stuck. And all of this is starting to feel like the same old same, man. It's how many times do we have to watch a coach come in, tear a team apart, get his people in, to be kicked out the door in 2-3 years, and the cycle continues. I mean, over and over and over, we've been doing this, and we've been doing it more than most, probably more than all. I mean, our track record is beyond horrible. Chris say it all the time. We got the worst fans, front office, everything. It's starting to show. It's starting to show 100%, man. I really just don't understand what's going on in the front office. I really need to hear what AP has to say as far as, his take on this. And was it a mistake? Is it his account? It's childish. I mean, we are at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to being a front office. We've been a joke for 20 years, and this is what we're doing to a star player that absolutely will be wearing a gold jacket. We're liking tweets about him, not responding or reaching out, and this is what we're doing. It's absolutely a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, Rambo Adventures, been a fan since '69. Lost my rose-colored glasses a long time ago, and being retired now in Thailand, I see all the Raiders details, and it is a lot easier to see where the ship is heading. Yeah. Yep. No, that makes sense. Man, that makes sense. OJ Raider in the building, man. Incompetence at its finest in the front office. Head coach can't stand up for his players, and owner can't hire the right personnel. You are correct, OJ. 21 years of mediocrity. Enough is enough. Salute, nation. I don't disagree. I really don't, man. Enough is enough, and that's why I'm just disappointed. There's just a lot. He's a rookie, AP, and I'm very disappointed in a lot of the choices that he's making. There's just no easy way to put it. I'm just very, very disappointed, and I don't know what's going on. I've already said it a few times that I don't feel he's the one making a lot of these decisions wholeheartedly, right? I don't know if he has full autonomy on making these decisions. Definitely he's not going to have that in the personnel. I can almost guarantee you that the personnel side, they're going to lean more on Telesco based on the experience, right, etc. So I really don't see. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I just don't see it. It's gonna be a long season, ladies and gentlemen. Win, lose, or draw. It is going to be a very, very long season. My guy Tony Chef is in the building. Salute, my dude. Yeah, we just stepping into all of the crazy, man. I wanted to talk about Jack too, because I mean, I think we've all been in this position where we've gotten that leg up, right? We've gotten that, you can even call it a handout from a homie, from a friend, from a mentor, from somebody that stuck their neck out for you. And this is how Jack Jones is repaying you. This is, by half-assing it on the field, not making tackles, missing first down stops. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why he would do that. And then why would you not just play and ball out for you, yourself, your own legacy? Like, none of that other stuff should matter. See, that there is a difference as far as defensively being able to do more as opposed to offensively, right? As an offensive wide receiver, there's not much you can do if they are absolutely just making sure you're not getting the ball, and then your quarterback doesn't find a way to get it to you, right? There's nothing you can do about that. But defensively, you can wreck an entire game. We've all seen number 21 take half of the field away. All game. All game. So I'm just disappointed big time in Jack. I'm so disappointed. I mean, I'm disappointed in a lot of these guys, man, because they were building on something great from last year, and now the ship is getting rocky, but it's for the wrong reasons. I really don't think that I don't think it should be going down like this, man. I don't understand where all the mentorship and the guys that really know this isn't right, what they're doing. The Marvin Lewises, the Tom Coughlins, the Philbins. What are you guys doing? I mean, are you running the show? Who's running the show? Who's pulling the strings? Who's making the decisions? I believe Mark has nothing to do with it. At this point, if people start yelling Mark doesn't know what he's doing, I'm sorry. It's not on Mark. This is not on Mark. Shout out to Mark Davis. Yeah. Real talk. OJ. Shout out to OJ with this one too. I'm gonna leave that one up there for a little bit. Raider fan lives matter. You're right, because I mean, it's just we just can't get right. Why can't we get right? Why can't the organization just get right for once? We always have to make it hard. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'll never understand it. I will absolutely never understand it. So look, I will say this though. I wanted to really deep dive onto the Adams deal because, there's two sides to this. And believe it or not, I would say there's probably more people that want to trade him than keep him. I know that's how Chris feels. And so we have the worst fans. I've already told you that. So you can see where that's going. But I actually can understand, objectively why we would. Right? We can't just put it all on an individual. We have to make sure we're, looking at this with our eyes wide open. And let's keep it a bean. Devontae Adams does not block. He just doesn't. He doesn't block. He's, he is a superstar. He's earned it to be where he is and how he plays, in my opinion. But about to make 46 mil. It's gonna be a tough extension. And we're in rebuilding, ladies and gentlemen. That's just facts. There's no two ways about it. We don't have a franchise quarterback. We need a running game. We need an offensive line like nobody's business. I mean, Colton Miller, it's been time for him to go. I was trying to, put that word out there before the season even started. I was putting that word out there last year when he was hurt, when he had value, and they thought it was just some simple stuff. That would have been the time to get rid of him. But we all now see it wasn't just some little stuff. The guy has been hurt literally for a year and a half, and he's been playing trash, straight up playing trash. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch, right? We, like I said, we pay our hard-earned money. This is what we're putting up with. It's a tough situation. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. I It's not wrong to trade him. So I'll just say that and put it out there. I'm gonna do that for the people that want to boo me, but I know I'm right. I know I'm right because of the money. I mean, it's just the facts. 46 million. I mean, you can go get two guys at that price that are absolutely going to benefit the team way more than a Devontae Adams is. I'm frozen, but I'm back. I look totally fine on my side, so okay. Appreciate you, boss. Yeah. I totally understand the unpopular move to get rid of him, and it's definitely going to be very unpopular. Ladies and gentlemen, I was very, very close to buying my son a Devontae Adams jersey for the game. We went with Charles Woodson though, so shout out to Seawood. And even though Devontae is gonna be a Raider for life, I would have just been mad at getting him that jersey. Yeah, it's just what it is. Hey, I'm telling you, man. There are a lot of people that feel like you, my guy John Leon. I wanted to trade Adams since last year. That's the problem. We wait too long to trade our divas. I'm not even gonna say I'm mad at that comment. Not mad at all. I'm really not. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know at this point. Like I said, I think everybody's up for grabs. Yeah. Yeah. I really do think everybody is up for grabs. Not a single person is safe, including Max Crosby. All of them. I think everybody is capable of not only being on the chopping block, but being traded, whatever the case may be. I think some of this does come from AP. And this is the unfortunate side for us, the fans. We're never going to really know where this comes from, and rightfully so. It's not our house. We are fans, yes, but it is not our house. And that kind of stuff should stay in-house. It should stay with the team, right? I mean, in some instances, not even some of that stuff gets back to the front office. Did you hear? It doesn't get back to the front office, let alone the fans. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, in a big way. But yeah, this just hurts, man, because I don't like the way things are being done. And that's what I want to make sure I reiterate before I get out of here. We got 5 minutes left, and that's what I'm going to spend it on. Look, we have been a clown organization for 20 years. That's just what it is. I didn't make this up. I've been doing my part with the optimism, with the upbeat, and killing with kindness, with a smile, and I can't keep doing it. I have to be objective, and what we are doing right now is 100% clown behavior. It makes no sense. If you wanted to trade him, just trade him, right? There's no reason to like a tweet as a head coach. There's no reason to play any of these childish games. I don't understand it. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Tone. I agree 100%, man. It feels worse than the loss. It really does. It's so dysfunctional. And how many times have I said that? Even when I was optimistic. It's so dysfunctional. We have been the most dysfunctional team in the last 20 years, more than anybody else. And that's why I'm so disappointed with how we're handling this. I get it. I understand you want to trade him. I understand you're not going to extend him. I understand the price is too steep. Why be a clown about it? That's the part I don't understand. I really don't understand that. Of all the things we can do and we can be, where we are today, this whole heart to heart team had a talk. Everybody got stuff off their chest. This is crazy, man. It's week 4. It's week 4, man, and we're 2-2, somewhere nobody expected us to be. We're only 4 more games away from the from the expected, win column. You know what I mean? And yeah, this is going to be the problem for me. This is going to be the problem. And it continues to perpetuate the clown behavior. If we get nothing for Devontae Adams, I'm telling you right now, I am going to be pouting like a 2-year-old. I would expect at least a first round. Yeah, I would expect a first round. And I agree, Rambo Ventures. I'm going to get me some popcorn right along with you, boss. Because, yeah, it's exactly what I think as well, man. Look, I'm with you, Rambo. I mean, I'm 50. I got to see the 2 Super Bowls. I didn't get to see all 3. I got to see the 2, though. Yeah, sure, I was a kid, but I mean, Marcus's Super Bowl. It's the reason I have the helmet. You see the jersey. I got to see great wins. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen great wins. So yeah, it's tough, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time that I've had a show after a win, and it feels worse than a loss. It really feels worse than a loss. Shout out to my guy, Chris. Yeah. It feels worse than a loss, man. It really does. It feels worse than a loss. And I don't know what we're going to do moving forward. I'm just so sad that we are still with clown behavior as an organization. I thought we got rid of it all. I thought we realized and recognized our mistakes. I thought we were going to do things right moving forward with this front office, and it's just not looking that way, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. But stay tuned. As you know, this is one of a plethora of more shows that I can only imagine we are going to deep dive into this like nobody's business as the weeks come by and, things transpire. I don't have a lot of hope. Just gonna be honest, guys. I don't have a lot of hope. I'm not saying I don't. No, I am saying I don't believe in this front office or the coaching staff right now. I just don't. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. I don't believe in the things that they're doing right now. And I'm just going to hold off and, wait to hold my judgment in the end, other than the fact that I just don't think it's going well. And we are going to have to sit through this nonsense. Yep. I don't know what else to say, ladies and gentlemen, but that is our world. This is the life y'all chose. This is the life y'all chose, being Raider fans. So sit back, relax, get ready for a wild, wild season. We got Chris and Spicy tomorrow. We got Rundown tomorrow. We got Thursday. I believe Chris is again. And then obviously, Turf and Rundown is on Friday. So I have to make sure I say this. The Turf and Rundown show will have every and anybody that wants to come up to talk that talk. We will be on all night, all morning, whatever the case may be, as long as people are there and willing. The links will be attached to the top of the chats of both of our channels. Please feel free to pull up. Make sure your mic is right and crisp, right? Your picture's good. Even if it's not. If you want to come up and talk your talk, please feel free. It's absolutely going to be wild with everything that we are going to be discussing now with all of the potential trades and things that are going on. But yeah, this is absolutely about to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So interesting. I don't know. But this has been episode 4 of the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 show. We hope you enjoy it, man, and tune in for the rest of the shows for the week. And we will see y'all next Tuesday. Peace.
Raiders! Let's go, baby! We all the way on the fourth row, baby! Yeah! You look good in that silver and black. Talk about the game, so I'll be handing out cards and everything. I'll be at every Raider game.